Yo, 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 it's your boy OG Clutch 5. And today I'm going to dive into everything you need to know about college football 26. So, as most of us, or some of us, I was actually able to play the college football 26 beta early and also the not college football, my bad. Madden 26 beta early as well, and I also got to play a little bit on so on the side with some other people as well, so I can kind of get my input of what I see on the game. So I got my feedback, bugs, road to glory thoughts, and something about the gameplay that I think that they did change that I do not like. So pay attention. I'll go ahead and break it down for y'all. So first, let's kick it off with the top 5 bugs I ran into during my time with the beta. They did clean some of that stuff up after that, but some of the stuff I just want to cover and just make sure that we keep it polished. So number one, I did notice, because this is something that we did have in college football 26, which was a bug as well. And sorry, college football 25, that was a bug. And it's something that's in college football 26 as well that I did notice. And there's no notifications when recruits sign. So, when you sign a recruit, there was like no animation that popped up that said that guy was on your team. You had to literally go back to your recruiting board just to see that he signed with you. So that's something that we got to make sure we get consistent, EA. We got to clean that up, because I want to know, like, I signed him this week. This is a player I've been looking for. I don't have to go to the board to see it. And I literally played about 3 or 4 Dynasty seasons. And each season, like, not one time did it pop up and say, like, hey, you signed this recruit. So I think that's something we gotta address, EA. We got to get that cleaned up. Number 2, we have the speed archetypes are too slow. So some of the archetypes we already know. We did, they did let us know the archetypes and Dynasty Deep Dive and all the other stuff as well. So we got to see some of the player archetypes that they did add. So they have a archetype that was called Speedster, and they're showing up with like 79 speed, 80 speed, which does not match the name. So a speed archetype should feel fast, not just decent. So I understand that a whole bunch of 99 should be running around, but at the same time, I don't think you should have a speedster archetype and their speed be 79, 85. Like, if you're a speedster, you should at least be, I would say, 96 minimum. 96 should be your minimum speed. You should have high excel, high agility, and maybe you can't catch the best. Maybe that's the flaw. They're super fast, but they can't run routes and they can't catch the best. I feel like that'll fit the animation or the archetype better. But you have a whole bunch of these slow guys underneath the name Speedster. It just doesn't make sense. So I think that's something they definitely need to clean up. But again, it is the beta, so it could just be that as well. Number 3, I got gadget players lack identity. So you have these players that are called gadget players, but I'm trying to figure out, like, what did they do good? Because a lot of them were slow, they couldn't pass, they couldn't run, they couldn't catch. So like, I'm just trying to understand what was the need of the gadget players that I seen. So I love the idea, but the gadget players just really don't have any standout traits right now. So maybe that's something that they're fixing. Like, again, they should have boosts like versatility, like throw power, agility, even like special packages, like that they can add as well. So make them truly like a hybrid threat and let them stand out as gadget players. And I think that'll set them aside from the regular players. Coming in at number 4, I did notice that face masks were missing on some players. I know that's a bug that they said that they were going to address and going to fix. But I did notice a lot of players who did have missing face masks. Like, their face mask just wasn't there. It was like a couple of players on each team. It wasn't just one-offs. I played a lot of games while I was testing out the beta and the early access and stuff like that. And I definitely noticed a lot of players that were missing their face masks. And I feel like that's something that they're gonna clean up. It's not a big deal or worth really getting on EA about, but I feel like that's something they'll clean up and fix. So I ain't too worried about that. But this is a bug I didn't notice. Number 5, I have weight changes only go one way. So I think it's 2020, about to be 2026, but the game is 2026. 2025, like, we've had this weight system from way back to the old college football games, way back. I mean, back to 2006 and maybe even before then, where on the off season your players would gain weight. But I did notice that they never lose weight. So I feel like that's something that they should have as well. You should be able to gain weight and lose weight, especially say you're taking your your linebacker, your middle linebacker, and you don't want to put him at DN, of course he's going to gain weight. But then again, if you're taking your defensive end who has some speed on him, and you want to put him at linebacker, you might want to shed some pounds. So he should be able to lose some weight. So I suggest that they have a gain and a lose type of system. Like you can gain weight and lose weight in the off season, or based upon your position, or just random. You can make it random that they just decide this off season they want to get after it, and they lose 10 pounds, and it makes them faster. Like that'll make something more interesting. It'll make it a little bit more dynamic. So that's something I wanted to add in there as well. So this is kind of like section 2, I want to say, going a little bit more into the gameplay that I have. So now let's talk about gameplay. And this one is important. So hear me when I say this. And if you play the game, you can probably, feel the same thing that I'm saying. The game feels a lot slower this year compared to last year's version. And for me, that's actually the biggest step back. Like the gameplay last year, I love the gameplay. Of course, you can have a couple of bugs. There was some metas. There's things that you can clean up as well. But I love the pace of the game. It did not feel like Madden. It didn't feel like anything. It felt like college football. I know people say arcadey, but low key college football is arcadey. They have more trick plays. They have, it's the atmosphere. Just everything to college football is not professional. It's just the gameplay it's faster. It's more electric. That's how I wanted it to feel. But I did notice that the gameplay feels a lot slower this year. Not just a little bit. Like if the gameplay speed was on 10, it's on a 5. A 5.5 to a 6. Like I'll give it 6 max. But it definitely feels a lot slower. And for me, that's a letdown. So hopefully they do tune it throughout the year and adjust it, because the gameplay definitely needs to be a lot faster. Like a lot faster. It felt like dudes were stuck in the mud. Now I haven't played Madden in years. I haven't played Madden since probably Madden 21, maybe 22. I don't think I even played, but I think I played Madden 20 and 21, and even that gameplay was a lot faster. But it feels like your player is definitely stuck in the mud, man. And so I just, please EA, bring back that game speed from last year. That's all I'm asking. So that's another section of his own as well. And I'm going to break down what I've seen and what I experienced playing in Road to Glory as well. All right, so now let's talk about Road to Glory, one of my favorite modes over the years. Like the Road to Glory, like it was so amazing back when they first implemented it. Like I freaking love Road to Glory. I used to always do it anyway. Like when I was a kid, I know I'm not the only one. Y'all could judge me if you want to. I don't care. I'm not the only one. I used to make up my own storylines. I used to create everybody from my neighborhood, like anybody that I know. When I played football in high school and even youth league, I used to create my youth league team and put them in the game. Like create the uniforms, every player that was on my roster, like make the actual height, weight, and all that stuff like that. And that thing was fun to me. So having something like Road to Glory where I'm able to recreate myself or other people, I loved it. And one thing I want to say, which I love the presentation upgrades when it comes to Road to Glory. Like you guys, when you actually get to dig deep into the gameplay and play it and see how, all the things they added to it, I think you guys are going to love it as well, because that's definitely one of the highlights is just the overall presentation. It just looks amazing. Like running out of the tunnel in first person modes, it definitely gives that serious like 2K vibes from back in the day. Like if you ever played the 2K, you get to look through your helmet, you see the player's name on it. That's the vibes that is given. And on top of that, I do have my pros and cons when it comes to high school, because yes, high school is back. We already know that now. But the only thing is you don't get to play a full season. But I'll take it as a good starting point for now. I'm not going to be too hard on them, because I am one of those believers, like they do spoon feed us a little bit at a time. But I do understand they want to make sure it's good, because if they just throw it out there and give us a full season, there's a bunch of bugs, you guys are going to talk trash about it. But at the same time, if they're just going to give us a little bit, you guys are going to talk trash about it. So they might as well make sure it's, the best it can be. So I definitely understand that. Only downside to that as well is we did not get any new playable positions. So it's been years with quarterback, running back, receiver, and that's it. Like we don't got no linebackers, no. Well, I think we did get a linebacker, but we don't have like no defensive ends, no tight ends, no safeties, no corners, none of that, man. We need to even have a two-way, but the two-way player. Why we can't have a wide receiver and a cornerback? Of course, it doesn't make sense to have your quarterback playing, middle linebacker or something like that. But at least in high school, we could have a two-way player like we used to have back in the day. I mean, that just only makes sense. But I'm not gonna be too mad about that. But I definitely wish they would have added some more positions to Road to Glory. But with all the Dynasty recruiting, Road to Glory, it still feels like a game that's going to be amazing this year. I'm still going to buy it early. I'm still going to play it, so I don't really have too many complaints about that. But it's just something I just want to give y'all my feedback on. So, man, it's coming out soon. We got coming out, on I think the 7th is the first day that you can get it early access, and then it actually officially comes out for everybody else on the 10th. So we'll be definitely getting it on the 7th. I got some gameplay coming for y'all. I got a lot of other stuff, man, that I'm cooking up for college football 26. So this will probably be my last video until college football 26 comes out, and I'll go ahead and tell y'all, we get some deep dives on that. So if you made it this far, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and still show your boys some love. And with that being said, I'm gone. Peace.